Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed this get ready with me everyday look that I've been doing. I haven't been wearing a whole lot of makeup lately, so this is kind of my go-to when I need to get ready fast. So yeah, I hope you stick around and watch this and enjoy, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and also give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Don't mind my brows are looking a little crazy right now. But yeah, so I just did my eyebrows and then I carved them out with the, actually I've been using the Makeup Revolution concealer. I can't use it underneath my eyes to highlight, but this concealer's actually been really good. And this is in the color C5, so it kind of blends in with my actual skin tone. I can't use it to highlight really. I can't remember if I used this in my last Get Ready With Me, which was my everyday makeup routine, which was a long time ago, back when we lived in our apartment. But I'm just going to take some of the Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics in the color Light Medium. And I'm just going to take that on the I'm just going to dot that underneath my eyes just to kind of cover up any darkness we have before we go in with foundation. You just want to take your sponge and blend it out. This concealer is very full coverage, so the only reason why I use a tiny bit underneath my eyes is because I don't use it as a concealer over top, just because it is so heavy. It might look a little bit cakey, so I usually just put a thin layer underneath my eyes so you can see it kind of just brightens up underneath before you go in with your foundation. Today we're going to be using this is kind of like also a review on the Nars Longwear Radiant Foundation. I've been meaning to do a review on this because I've been absolutely loving it. My skin used to be oily and now it's changing, and now it's like combination but getting more dry. So I kind of had to stray away from the Peach Perfect, even though I love this foundation, but it's matte, so it's for oily skin, and this one is for more like combination to dry. So I've been using the color Mont Blanc and the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. So I'm just going to take a couple pumps of that on the back of my hand and then kind of mix in like a tiny bit of this foundation, because this one I got a shade a little bit too light for me, so I just literally put a tiny bit of Peach Perfect in there and it makes it the perfect color. So I'm just going to dot that on my face. I'm actually headed to lunch with a friend, so I don't have too much time. But I wanted to get a video out for you guys. So this is just my updated Get Ready With Me every day. Oops. I can't believe it's already March. I feel like it was just January. So you're just going to go ahead and blend that in with your sponge. And as you can see, it gives pretty decent coverage too. And it's very lightweight, it's not very heavy. That's what I like about this foundation. And you can build it up, so if you don't want to have a really high coverage foundation, you can kind of conform it to what you want. I feel like this color is still a little bit too, actually it might be the right color. I am pale as hell right now because I live in upstate New York and it's just been non-stop snowing. But I guess we should expect that, right, living in New York? And also I have been loving this used to be my favorite drugstore concealer, still is my favorite drugstore concealer, the Maybelline Age Rewind. I'm getting low on my Tarte Shape Tape and I just picked this up at the drugstore. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my eyes. For my everyday looks, I don't do a whole lot of eyeshadow or barely any. So we are just going to take the Jaclyn Hill palette right here and dip into just the lightest brown, and I'm just gonna buff that in my crease for a little definition. So as you can see, it just adds a little bit of definition to your crease, and then we're gonna go in with just a little bit of a darker brown, nothing too serious. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what brushes I was using. So for the first brush, I just used the Morphe M573, and then on the outer crease, I used the M433. I'm just gonna go back on with that first brush that I used and kind of just blend everything together. I'm going to dip into this matte shade. I have this just matte white shade in a palette right below me. So I'm going to dip into this matte white shade and kind of just put it on the front. And you can use your finger or a brush, really, honestly, it doesn't matter. It's all personal preference. And I'm just going to take that M433 and kind of just blend in that cream white shade with the brown, just so there's no harsh lines. And those are the eyes. So now I'm going to throw on some eyeliner. Alright, and then I'm going to pop on my lashes quick. I'm just using the Ardell Wispies. And I'm just going to be using the Pure Cosmetics eyelash glue. Alright, so while that is drying, we're concealing. I'm just taking that Age Rewind underneath my eyes. My skin has been absolutely fantastic, and actually that's going to be one of the next videos I film as I get on Ready With Me to show you my current skincare. Alright, so before the lash glue dries too much, which has been my mistake recently, I am going to pop those on. Alright, now that the lashes are on, I'm just going to pop on some mascara to kind of blend them together. And I am using the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. It's like my favorite drugstore mascara for sure. So we're gonna take the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Warm Sand, and I use this to cream contour my face. I've been actually loving cream contouring and like cream blushes and cream highlighters. I don't know why. I think it just makes the skin look more radiant from within. I'm just going to take the Morphe E8 brush. It's a small blending brush. And kind of just blend this in precisely up top, just so I kind of get it where I want it to be. And then in my cheekbones. And then I go in with a sponge, oops, and blend it out more so that it doesn't look crazy like that. And there you go. It gives you the option too that you don't need to use as much powder blush either, or powder bronzer. Because you already have that base laid down. A friend of mine had given me these to try, so I've been trying them out. The Senegence blush scents. I have terracotta and chocolate cherry. So what I've actually been doing is taking a couple dots of these and kind of doing the cream blush underneath first. And then going in with just a little bit of regular blush over top after you do the powder. So I've been mixing these two. You can just take your sponge and blend those out. And then I'm also going to take some of these Sephora Illuminating drops in the color Morning Light. I don't know if they sell these anymore. I got this a while ago, but I just put a couple dots on top of my cheekbones, and then I use this end of the Beauty Blender and just kind of dab that in. I grab my Mercier translucent setting powder, my holy grail setting powder. Blend those creases out from underneath my eyes, and then take some powder, my Beauty Blender. And then this is my favorite powder brush ever. It was actually in the Jaclyn Hill Favorites collection. It's the E41. We're just gonna take some Laura Mercier powder on that and just blend, or just set the entire face. And then while my under eyes are baking just a little longer, I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer. since we already did the cream contour. The next what I like to do is actually spray my entire face with setting spray after I set my brows with the Eyeliner Brow Control and Shape Gel, just so they don't move. I'm actually going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and spray my face. And then next I'm just going to take a tiny bit of the Champagne Pop from the Becca palette with Jaclyn Hill, the first one she ever did, I believe. Or no, maybe the second one. And like I said, we already had that highlight underneath, so we're just going to add a tiny bit. Tiny bit. You're right. Do I ever use a tiny bit of highlighter? No, that's a joke. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the blush in here, Mineral Blush Amaretto. It's the brown undertone one. Beautiful. Just kind of brings back to life your face. And then we are actually going to spray the face one last time. And I've been actually starting to do my bottom mascara after I spray my face, because then I don't have to worry about the bottom mascara, you know, running or if I sneeze or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and give my face one last final spray. And then I just go over it with my beauty blender just to melt everything into the skin. And then you can also fan your face with whatever you have. I'm using my mirror. For lips today, I'm just going to use the Dose of Colors Over the Top gloss because I don't need a whole lot. I just want a little bit. This has a little bit of sheen in it from the gold. Like, just to give my lips a little bit of gloss. And then I'm just going to go back in with my voluminous L'Oreal mascara and do a bottom coat. Alright, and then I'm just going to fix my hair off camera and I will be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look today on my natural everyday get ready with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. I hope you all have a fantastic day and I will see you next time. Bye guys!